Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Z James. This is Z32 Workshop, and this is a Dodge Stealth video. More importantly, I have an idling problem with the car, along with a weird front pulley situation. I think it was low idle was contributing to that quite a bit. I think there was a lot of motor shake. So basically, this video we're going to be going after the air idle control valve and just testing it to see what's going on. So we're going to remove it from the car, inspect it and its O-ring, and then just if it's bad, I'll order a new one, which won't be in this video. This is just going to be tearing apart and see what I got to do. So let's take a look. Basically here, all I got to do is I got to remove the air box here. To get down underneath it's underneath the throttle body here. 2 8mm bolts hold it in, and then that should do it. I think I can do this without taking the battery out. Honestly, it's just a plug and be done. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, time warp. Woo woo. Boom, off, time warp. Not even a real long time warp. Plug this off, pretty easy. I'm just gonna stick it out of the way over here. I wanted to show this to you guys because I didn't even notice it. This should have 2 bolts holding it in. As you can see, there should be one right there. I did not take that off. That was missing already when I pulled it off. Once again, missing bolts seems to be the theme of whoever swapped this motor off back in the day. They didn't do it properly. And that's the air idle control valve. So I'm guessing they had problems at some point in the future on what was going on. So let me pull this out and just get it tested. I'm gonna have to pull another bolt or screw off my parts car again to replace this. Let's pull it out though and see what's going on. Boom, off, time warp. Hopefully you guys saw me doing that test here. Ohms, continuity test. I just sent black. You need to test pins 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 to each other. Should be, well, this looks like a new one, so it's 40 ohms between, just like then pins 4 and 5 and 5 and 6. That's how you test to see if this is operational. So I gotta make sure I just hold it steady. Well, that's a little wonky. I don't know if I trust that guy. Am I being silly here? Seems pretty decent. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I do know I need another screw, or another bolt here to get this in to make this work right. The other thing I've noticed, let's take you over to the car, is, I never set an adjustment on this thing, but you can tell that the air idle control screw, when you set idle, is goofed. It's right there. And throttle position blades. I'm not sure how to set those yet. I need to go through the whole process at some point, which is probably sooner rather than later, because you can open this up to advance the position here. I'll show you how to do that in a second. should be, since you get it set right. Because Lord knows my tripod does not want to sit on an engine. So like this guy, all you gotta do is crack it open. That was 100% closed. I can't imagine that's supposed to be 100% closed. I'm assuming that should be set at something. I'll have to get this figured out and get another bolt in here. So yeah, well, still diagnostics, trying to figure stuff out. Just like I have questions about, and once this gets posted, maybe somebody can answer me out here. Like I've got a port on, if you guys can see it down here, right there, off the transmission. I don't know if that's just a vent port or if that should be plugged into something. Just like I have ports here that are empty. I'm guessing there should be something under that. I could be wrong. I do not 100% know. So I'm a little confused on what's going on there. But I am going to have to get a screw to get that air control valve back in. And then I think I need to run through the process of setting idle on this car, which is probably going to be setting this guy for a throttle position sensor, and then setting this set screw to what it needs to be, or whatever the process is. I'll have to look that up in the manual and take a look at it and get you back to you guys. Yep. So I'll tell you, test it. Pretty simple, honestly. That definitely looks newer, so it was taken care of. They were probably hunting the same problem I'm having. So there's obviously something wasn't set right. Because the car, when it starts up, is fine. I mean, relatively, I can't tell if the tachometer be messed up, but it seems to idle okay. Once she gets hot, then she starts having issues. So once it goes into the closed cycle instead of the open cycle, to make sure she starts doing something, is turning into a problem. So, yeah. All right, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps here, guys. If you guys have any comments or questions, hit me below. Take care. Bye. Boom, off time warp. Yeah, I tested the air control valve. Yeah, so it showed you the numbers. This is going to be spliced in halfway through. I went to go get a different bolt because I thought one was missing that would thread in to the location here to get this fixed, right? Because I'm like, hey, I've got one right here. I got a parts car. Simple enough for literally a 30-cent bolt, right? Just easy enough to go to. Once you go put it in, I'm like, why can't I put it in? Well, if I look at this, James, you can see it's broken. It's a broken stud. No wonder this thing may not be able to seal well. It's missing one, which means I'm going to have to try to extract that from this thing. What the hell? I'm going to use some pliers. I may not show this with a hoot on what's going on. Hopefully the time warp shows it. If not, you'll see the aftermath. I need to get that out so I can actually get it sealed up. Why? Previous owners, why not fix it? Why? That's all I'm going to say. Chasing gremlins, nightmares, BS, problems. Just bugs me to no end. All right, anyway, enough of me ranting. Let's see if I can get this fixed. I'd like to get this thing up and running again in due time. So, 3, 2, 1, time over again. Bye. Boom, off time warp. Got it out. It was actually, I was expecting it to be difficult, and it came out very, very easily. I don't know how they popped the heads off or broke it. Almost looks like it's been cut. You can see it's got flat spots here. I don't know if that was from me or what. So anyway, New bolt, gonna go in right there. And I need to order a new gasket because this one, I don't know if it's been stretched or whatever. When I pulled it out, it just won't go back in. It is obviously a size too big to go into the hole. Like, it will both fracture, bump out like that. So I'm gonna need to order a new, I don't know, just a couple dollar gasket and go get one. So that's gonna do the end of this video, unfortunately, guys. So this looks like it's been done and replaced. I do believe that we need to go through the whole process of setting the throttle blade and everything like that, and the throttle position sensor with the screw and all this to make sure everything operates properly. They've been in this beforehand because that should have read 30 ohms and it is sitting at 40, which is a good new one means. But I don't know if they replaced this gasket and they broke off the damn end. It is annoying by all get outs. So it wasn't sealing 100%, so there could have been slight error getting past. I don't know. And when you could see, when you try to put this on it, you can see this thing is just ever so big. It's not the same size. It's just a millimeter or two bigger diameter-wise. So, yeah. Boom. I'm not sure where I'm at in time warp or where I'm at in the last video. Because I really don't want to start a new one. So, here's the dealio. The gasket that I pulled out of the aerodynamic control valve, which is this guy, a throttle body, so I could replace this broken stud, which needs to replace this, needs a new gasket because this thing won't go into it. So I had to wait a few days. Felpro 7, or hang on, there we go. 17857 is a fuel pump O-ring. It's the right size. I got it off of Amazon, I think, if I remember right. Rock Auto, not bad, just too long a wait, 2-day shipping to me. All the local parts stores didn't have it in stock. It was going to be a couple days. Might as well save a little money. Do it at Amazon. Doesn't matter. Not affiliated or any of that stuff. So this way, we're going to put this in, get this back in, and then I'm going to see if I can set the throttle body itself or the throttle position sensor, double check it before I move on to the next process, which is, I think at this point, I'm just going to go after the getting all the idler pulleys taken care of on the accessory belts and power steering, get that taken care of. I need to get this thing drivable. It not running right, I'm fairly sure is just me not setting the mixture screw? Aerodynamic, idle control screw. Bingo, that's the word I'm looking for. In this car. So anyway, we're gonna do this. Time warp should be nothing here. So 3, 2, 1, time warp. Woo, woo, woo. Boom, off time warp, nothing fancy. Right now, you didn't see it, I got it set up. Loosen up the throttle position sensor, the TPS, bolt here, bolt here. I had to move some stuff out of the way, take some plugs, get it rearranging. You gotta get a feeler gauge in here for the factory service manual. It's a 0.65. I got it at a 0.63 at the moment because just where my feeler gauges are, so it's a slightly off. And then you loosen this up, rotate it counterclockwise until she is with an open circuit, you know, check for continuity. Right now she's open, so she ain't showing anything. And then you slowly rotate it until she breaks continuity. So if you do this, let's see if I can get this to work right here for you guys. It's pretty easy. Come on. If I keep going. Yeah, that's pretty far. That's massively different than where this was sitting at to begin with for throttle position sensor. I'm going to recheck that with a different wire because I don't trust what's going on here. So let me see if I can get this right. Okay, as you can see with the meter here, hopefully, that's still got continuity. Continuity sits all the way right there. When she breaks continuity, that's where you want to lock it back in at. For tightening this back down. Oh, come on. Right there. And then that should be it. Swivel ratchet helps out. This should be a 8mm little bolt. And then the bottom one actually is a pain in the butt to get to. I actually had to do one of these. Come in from the side and use a screwdriver to try to get it loosened up. Come on. Because the bottom one, you just can't get in there with a hoot. There we go. I don't want to round it off. So once that's done, that should be set in the right position. So when you pull the feeler gauge back out, she closes back up. Hopefully I did that right. Getting the feeler gauge in is actually kind of a pain in the butt. There isn't a whole lot of room. My feeler gauge is kind of thick. So yeah, we'll see what this looks like. So, all right, here we go. Yep, I would say boom off time warp, but it's not. That is how you set the throttle position sensor to get that in there. It's kind of a pain in the butt, honestly, and it's more of the feeler gauge. It's kind of in the middle, but you have to adjust it for each one. Now, before I close this video out, I just wanted to point out something that I spotted that I knew was a problem, but I didn't quite understand what was going on yet. So, and I'll probably elaborate in the next video. This wire right here makes no sense to me because that's aftermarket. That is aftermarket. And looking at this, I don't think this is in the right spot. I think this needs to go underneath everything. Now, the reason I say all this is because this line was zip tied and it appears to go all the way to the power steering pump. And the reason I know this is you look over here and you follow it on the back side of the engine here. Let's see, I hope you guys can see it there. Hopefully, down there. It goes down to the power steering. And it didn't make any sense to me because it's got zip ties. So, me being the ever astute observationist, as one would say, I went to the parts car. And I'm like, hey, this one's kind of unmolested. Let's see what's going on with it. And once I get over there and take a look at it, now granted it's a 92 to a 93 and there are certain changes, so don't get me wrong. First of all, see this wiring loom? It goes underneath everything, which makes sense because you get to the coolant pipes. Why would you have the wiring on top of the coolant pipes? Makes a lot of sense. And then I'm like, well, I don't have any of this line coming across. Well, what's going on? I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm also missing this, but I think that's a generational year difference, perhaps. I don't know what this guy is. I need to look that up out of these three here. The other thing, so when I come over here and take a look down there, I don't know if you guys can see it, those wires are this guy, and they go underneath the plenum. I think someone, when they did a plenum swap, or put the motor in or whatever, forgot to run that in the right spot, and just like, well, screw it, we'll just run it on the backside. And then didn't do it right, because they didn't want to take everything off to get the thing in the right spot. So I am now left with having to fix stuff that just to get it in the right spot. That being said, I know this has been unmolested. Someone put an extra wire in off an injector, and I don't quite get it. So yeah, that's on this parts car. The other question I have, and this is just me being silly with Mitsubishi, or Dodge, whoever you want to say, is what the hell is the point of this hose here? Not that to the solenoid, but why not run it to here? Why do this? That is so, I mean, you could just run a hose over here, or put the, that just seems like a bad engineering choice to me on it. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully it's the end. I know it's a small, long wrap up. Hopefully some of these issues fix some of my idling problems. If not, I'm gonna have to pull the top of the motor, not the top of the motor, the plenum off, because I want to do plugs anyway. Maybe do coil packs just to get them out, or plugs, wires, just to refresh everything on up and get everything in the right spot. Like I said, this stuff being in the wrong spot is like, I could tell they're in the wrong spot because first of all, guy did a zip tie and then did the jerk move of having it where it's cut off, not flush cut. So I'm fixing more problems. I mean, the car will run and it drives, but let's get stuff in the right spot so I can work on it and know what's going on. Having to work on stuff that I don't know where things go makes things woefully problematic. So we're gonna get this slap back together for right now. And then I'm going to deal the idler pulleys and all that stuff on the side of the motor over there to deal with stuff. And at some point, I'm going to get the parts car out there and do a compression check and all that stuff. So the top of the plenum will come off so I can kind of see where some of the stuff goes. So I can start like, okay, let's put things back to where they belong. And I will document the hell out of that so I know what the hell I'm doing here. Because right now, I'm having to go back and forth. Sorry for the long videos, guys. I do apologize for this. It's just working on trying to get things figured out. Oh, side note here. This will just be helping guys with the TPS sensor and dealing with the... So here's a spare throttle body that came with the car. No biggie. Right. Here's my feeler gauge at a 0.66 millimeters. Notice what does not fit to where it needs to go, and I'm not shaving this off. So I found some scrap metal, which is super close to what it needs to be for thickness, and wedged it in there. I don't like that fix. I will see if I can find some better feeler gauges and see if I need to reset that. But yeah. What can I say, guys? What can I say? Project cars, other people's mess ups, and I don't even know how many previous owners screwed that up for the wiring or any of this stuff. Like the previous owner did tell me that the motor had been swapped because the motor was bad. Fine. But not putting things in the right spot. I mean, yeah, the thing runs. It's not how it's supposed to be. You know, and I don't think any of those changes were done for sake of convenience, like a delete or something like that to make life easier. I think it was straight up, oh, I forgot that. I need to put that up. Oh, I already have that hooked up. So I'll just do this anyway. I think that's how that played out. I could be wrong. So, yeah, Nissan over there. I know this is kind of in between stuff, but I did get my power steering belt put back on. You don't need to watch that. I think the bolt just stretched from the last time I changed out here a couple of videos ago. And I fixed the turn signal. And there's some other minor stuff that I'll probably show on now when I'm working on it. But this is getting step by step closer. Step by step. And then me like, what did they do? So anyway, please like and subscribe. I know it's a ramble and most people don't stick to the end. But if you did, great. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps on me and stuff. So take care, everybody.